that off. He's the White House Chief of Staff. Well, joining us now, Republican Congressman from Virginia, Ben Cline. Congressman Cline, good to see you. You know, it's funny. I would have guessed that Democrats would say, all right, ahead of the midterms, let's pivot back to the middle. Let's recalibrate so we don't get shellacked again. Barack Obama described what happened in the midterms as a shellacking. Clinton had similar terms. These guys, no way. They're basically saying, let's screw it. We know we're going to lose the House. Let's jam as much through as we can and try to get everything that they can while they still have a majority in the House. I think it's interesting. Every part of Virginia shifted more Republican last night. And the message that the left is getting is our days are numbered. Let's get as much done as quick as possible. Is that a mistake?
It's a big mistake, Sean. Good to be with you and Lindsay. And, you know, that just shows you who controls the Democrat Party in the House. It's the progressives, the squad, and they're pushing as hard as they can to get as big a piece of this remaining reconciliation bill as they can before they lose the House in 22, and that's looming large. I think you're going to see a lot of retirements coming up in the next couple of weeks among the Democrats running for the door.
That's interesting.
Absolutely. We even had Jake Sherman. He had talked to House Majority Whip James Clyburn about this, who doubled down on what Sean's saying, said, hey, we're going to continue to push this through. It just tells us more that that people want this agenda. What's the Republican strategy here? Is it to press the progressives? Is it to talk to the moderates? What's the strategy?
Well, it's a very complex strategy. No, I'm kidding. It's essentially just be quiet and when the two sides are fighting each other in public, sit back and let them fight. Essentially, you've got the moderates, Joe Manchin, and now you've got half a dozen moderates in the House on the Democrat side. I think that's about all there are left. But they are demanding a CBO score, which is going to take at least a week or two. And then you've got Pelosi saying we're going to put family leave back in the bill against Manchin's wishes, send it over to the Senate, make him take it out, and then send it back to the House so that they can pass it. Well, that's a very complex maneuver, and I don't know if it's going to work. I think this thing might fall apart before the end of the year.
I agree with you, but here's where I think it gets to, and tell me if you disagree with this. I think at some point they're going to do exactly what you're saying, and then they'll say, okay, guys, look, the days are numbered. This is what the calendar looks like. This is how many days we have left. Joe Manchin, write a number down on a napkin. Tell us what you will give us. They go to the progressives. They say, guys, here's the deal. We tried it your way, as Ben Cline just described. You didn't get anything done. They took it out of the Senate bill. So here's what he's willing to agree to, 1.3, 1.4, whatever that number is. And here you go, squad. If you don't pass this, you get nothing. I believe that they're going to jam the progressives in the end, and which is maybe politically good or bad, but I think we as the taxpayers are the big losers because ultimately I think the progressives give in. They realize we're either going to get nothing or we'll get, 1.2, 1.3, and then, by the way, they get the second bite at the apple with the additional 1.2 in infrastructure. Disagree or agree?
And that may be, but I think what you're seeing on the Twitter on the left and the progressives in the media, they're saying it's already too small. We'd rather have the fight. Go ahead and tank it. Go ahead and kill it. And then we'll fight the fight in the 22 midterms over these great big social issues. And I've never seen the progressives control the Democratic caucus as much as they are right now. They are really throwing the moderates under the bus. And I don't see it changing at this point.
Real quick, we only have 30 seconds left. What is the likelihood that this thing will pass at all or just completely die? What's your vote?
Well, unfortunately, when given the choice between spending no taxpayer dollars and spending trillions in taxpayer dollars, Democrats usually choose the latter and choose to spend trillions in taxpayer dollars. So, unfortunately, at this point, it looks like it may still pass, but we're going to keep fighting it, keep explaining to the public, like we did in Virginia, exactly what's in this bill and how dangerous it is for America.
Congressman, always appreciate your time. Thanks for fighting. We'll have to check back in with you.
Thanks, guys.